guys, so we are back with house tours. So we are going to do things a little different this year. I know that you guys are all here on this channel for house tours. So we are going to do house tours, but we're going to do it a little bit differently. As you saw on the drone shots, this is a commercial office building. This is actually a realtor's office that we're partnered with Mrs Ashley Foss to film some pre-existing homes and some new construction that she has listed or that some of her partners have listed. So we're super excited today. Today we're going to start with not a house tour, but an office tour, and she's going to kind of tell us how she got started in real estate and also just kind of how this office functions and looks. And then the next video, we're actually going to take a look at a commercial property that she has listed for rent. So let's get right into the video. All right, guys, so this is Miss Ashley Foss. So take us around your office and tell us how you got started.
Welcome to Kinston. This is Realty One Group East Kinston. We are one of 3 locations of Realty One Group East. We have one in New Bern, one in Morehead City, and one right here in Kinston. So I'm going to show you around. This is a labor of love with my partners. And so we've got some details here that you might find interesting, or you might find me rambling. This, of course, is our front area, reception area. And you'll notice that all of our desks have the same color scheme, and that's because, not because they were all purchased at the same time, but because they were all painted, lovingly painted and sanded, and painted and sanded, and painted and sanded.
I'm sure that was a lot of work.
By myself and Haley, the rock star Cox. So in here is our training area. So we like open, but we also like a little bit of privacy. So the open area is going to be in our reception and our training area, and then our offices do have privacy so that our agents and our clients still feel like their confidential information is confidential. So here we have our training area. Right now it's set up for a small closing. We do in-house closings often because we work with attorneys that do on-site closings. So they come to you instead of us going to them.
Okay, and I'm going to interrupt there just because I'm going to try to play devil's advocate when it comes to real estate and stuff like that. One thing we haven't done on this channel is really kind of get into the nitty-gritty of how a real estate transaction happens. So obviously that closing, it doesn't happen right away. So kind of take us just a short step by step on how you get to the closing table. Obviously,
that's precious that you think I can make it a short step.
Okay, yeah, that is true.
However, most people, when they think about buying something, they go to the store, they pick it out, they buy it, and they go home with it. When you're buying a house, if you've done it before, of course you know, it is not that fast. There is a reason that real estate professionals and attorneys and lenders are all involved, and that is to keep you, the client, safe. So they want to protect you in every way possible, make sure that everything goes as smooth as possible, and remedy any situations that come up. So a closing usually takes about 45 days. Super fast ones, you can get it in 30. If you're paying cash, you can get it in 14. And if you have a super amazing lender partner like we do with Movement Mortgage and Tanya Branson, then she can make magic happen if magic needs to happen. So,
and she is really good. She is really good.
So here we have the bookcase. Now this building used to be an ophthalmologist's office, optometrist office. It was an eye doctor. Okay. And they sold glasses. So this used to be the display with tiny little glass shelves all the way down for all of the glasses. But what we did is we took some DIY magic and painted some of the shelves and remove the glass shelves and put the wallpaper, the sticker wallpaper that everybody's crazy about, we put it up. And may I suggest, do not get patterned wallpaper if you have issues with things being off, okay? Yeah. That's OCD. Way longer than it should
OCD.
All right, so I'm going to go through this story. You want to go about it?
Sure.
So right in here is my office. For now, we may change it up, but right now this is my office. This is where I meet with our agents, my clients, and just about all of our vendor partners and all that fun stuff. Redid this bookshelf as well. So this bookcase also has the super fun patterned sticker wallpaper. It's so fun. And
it's very well done.
Well, thank you. And it's always a work in progress. I always have a project. This is a project table that will be eventually turned into something that I think is incredible.
Okay.
Here I took some of the mirrors that were in the backs of one of these bookshelves and I made frames. So I framed out the mirrors and hung those. My husband, God love him, he helped. And a lot of the stuff that we decorated the office with were gifts from clients from the years in business. So this right here was a gift. A lot of the art was gifts.
And I know, and I'll stop you right there just for a second. I know y'all just got into this building, but how long have you actually been practicing real estate, and how long has the firm been in business?
So the firm itself, Meg Underwood began Realty One Group East in New Bern at the very beginning of 2020. And she was in real estate when she began her firm for 8 years prior to that. I started my real estate career in July of 2020.
Oh, so right in the heat of everything.
A lot of real estate agents that are currently working started their careers in 2020.
Absolutely.
And what I have found is that some of those, now that it's getting not quite so dramatic and fast and quick moving, are going back to what their real passion was.
Gotcha.
But there are some of us, like myself, where this is our true passion, and we waited to be able to get into the business.
Absolutely.
So
I personally started my business in 2020 as well. So we're all just on the 2020 train.
We're on the 2020 train. I like it. So if you'll notice the floors that we had, we got these floors, purchased them from Southland Flooring right here in Kinston, and we had them installed by Results Property Management, who is it's another business of my business partners. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So Results Property Management, they purchased the entire building and had the floors installed and all of the updates. So this office space was all one. So it was 4,400 square feet that they then divided into 3 spaces.
Okay.
Now we have a doctor's office next door. This office is about 2,000 square feet.
Okay.
The doctor's office next door is 1,000 square feet. And then the space that we hopefully will see tomorrow or the next video is not chosen. So it is a surprise as to what it will be.
Cool.
So here we have my assistant, the rock star, Haley Cox. And she has a bubble, I call it a bubble wall. It's a glass block wall.
The 80s wall, that's what I call it.
Now, I know that those of you who enjoy some of the retro vintage, none of those words are right, but some of the classic movies from the 80s with maybe a little bit of casinos and things like that in it have these block walls. But in truth, these block walls allow the light from all of these great windows in the front to go all the way through the building and down the hallway.
We tested that yesterday because we did not film yesterday because it was so dark, so yes.
Yeah. Right in here is our mail room, media room, printing room, file storage, and all that kind of fun stuff. But it is also where we keep all of our favorite people's information.
Like mine.
So you can see that Yardscapes is here.
Yes.
And he's got his brochures here. But all of our favorite people, all of our rules and regulations that we may not come across very often, such as condos and timeshares and things like that are quick and easy to grab on the fly to refresh memories. This piece right here is pretty cool. So most of the furniture that you will see has been refinished, repurposed from govdeals.com. And this is one of them. So this was utilized in the school system, and it was handmade by one of the members of the school system, but at some point it had lived its life for where it was. But this is a handmade piece, a custom, where we have all these beautiful mail slides. It's real wood. It has really interesting features.
Take a look at it a little closer. So it has a little label that you can put a little label in too. And I think they've put a couple labels on this one. So I think that's pretty cool. You can kind of tell what's in there or whose box it is.
Yeah. So I just think it's really neat that somebody spent the time and effort to hand make this day and age. I mean, I know it's older, but still in the 2000s, who's making something this intricate?
Right.
So, and we were able to reuse it, which I really like.
Yes. Reduce, reuse.
Yes.
Reduce, reuse.
So around the bubble wall, into our conference room. Here in our conference room is where we have more space. We can get out of our personal office spaces and be able to talk freely and have meetings and that sort of thing. You'll see there is more sticker wallpaper,
I was
slightly
going to show
obsessed.
the North Carolina state, which we all love.
So this is one of my favorite art choices, and it's not really art, right? It's just a framed print. but it is the state of North Carolina, which is the greatest state in the United States, if you ask me.
Now, since we're talking about states real quick, where all can you sell a house? Because this goes out to the world, and I know that if we get somebody from the western part, you may not be able to help them, or you may be able to help them. So where can you sell houses?
So let me tell you a little something about real estate agents in general. I can sell a house throughout the state of North Carolina. Would I choose to sell a house in the mountains? No, because my expertise does not lie in the mountains. I don't know much about mountain topography and the soils and what that does to the foundations of a home. However, I am well versed in what eastern North Carolina looks like and what that means for the houses that have been constructed here, many of them for hundreds of years.
Right.
So I choose, and other real estate agents often choose, to have referral partners. And so if there is a real estate agent out there that you know, love, and trust, you call them and have them find you an agent where you want to be. And that way, they will follow along with you along your real estate transaction. They will find someone that not only they have vetted, but also that they can remain in contact with throughout the process and ensure that your needs are being met.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that little piece of information. I didn't even know that. So,
so here is our fun break room.
I gotcha.
And so because this was a doctor's office, they didn't have much of a break room in here. But it is a great large space.
My mom works for eye doctors and they don't get breaks.
Bless their hearts. Tons of cabinetry throughout the building. It's all custom cabinetry with removable shelves and all that fun stuff. And I did not want to touch most of the cabinetry. As you'll see, I tried to keep most of it the way it was without altering it too much. So in this case, in order to update without too many changes, we did the backsplash in more sticker wallpaper and just trying to keep it neat and tidy. Hopefully, eventually, we will be expanding the sink area so that it'll fit a large bowl.
I think this is the world's smallest sink. Let me put my hand. Okay, yep. That is the world's smallest sink.
It really is. It really is. The table was here when the building was purchased.
Okay.
So we repurposed it. And then the stools were off of Facebook Marketplace, and we repainted and sanded and painted the tops.
Sweet.
That was it. Here is what I call the bullpen. I'm not sure the proper way to refer to it. It is our agent office. So if any of our agents find themselves in town, need a workspace, or just want to come in for the day, this is their space to do that. The hot desk is a term that realtors use. So in here we have a printer, another sink.
Another world's smallest sink.
We are very, very capable for proper hand washing technique.
There you go. Yeah. We are COVID ready. I can't say that because they'll flag the whole video, but.
But at some point we'll probably put coffee makers in every room because it's a great place to have a coffee maker.
There you go.
But you'll see the desks again in here. We purchased 12 desks for $12.
Darn.
And redid all of them
Okay.
so that they matched our vibe and our color scheme. There's not a ton of art on the walls in here because all of it is being custom decided and that sort of thing. But we are an UNBROKRAGE, and by that we don't follow the traditional norms, and we try to think of ourselves as more modern, more inclusive, and more open.
Gotcha. Yeah, I like that. My shed offices, obviously, they don't need to be that big, but my whole goal was to have open and air and communal tables and stuff like that, which I did in Kinston. I did not in Holly Ridge, but we only have one employee per office, so it's kind of pointless. It's kind of pointless.
So down this way, one of our agents, he has decided to make a permanent space for himself, Mr. Jason Long. He is a fantastic real estate agent. I'm so glad that he's part of our group. This is his office and his wonderful photos of his family, and this is where he gets all his deals done.
Gotcha.
Then right here on this side is our in-house lending partner, Movement Mortgage. So Movement Mortgage and Tanya Branson have been on board with Realty One Group East Kinston from the very beginning. And she has herself become a branch for Movement Mortgage in that process. And so this is a Movement Mortgage branch. This is not a rented, this is her branch office.
Gotcha.
So she has a beachy style, And
Yeah.
everything in her shelving, you have to talk to her, but everything in her shelving reflects something incredible that has occurred in her life that has to do with the beach, has to do with her goals, has to do with the families that she has helped and assisted.
And then we've got the beautiful red Movement Mortgage, I guess you would say, advertisement.
The other cool thing about our firm and our offerings is that when it comes to training, we have in-person, online, and all that fun stuff that a lot of other firms offer, but we are also a Badger Seminars location. So we actually have in-house courses that are held here for general update, electives, post classes, pre-licensing classes. We'll be hosting all of those here as well. Doug Sinclair is quasi-famous in the education sector and just a really interesting guy in general. He's incredible to talk to because he has many lifetimes that have been lived in different places.
Awesome.
But he is a fantastic person to learn from, and so our offices are now becoming, well, they have become a branch for Badger Seminars. So here under this roof in this section, we are Realty One Group East, Kinston. We are Movement Mortgage with Tanya Branson, and we are Badger Seminars with Doug Sinclair.
Okay. Well, let's do some final thoughts. That is it for this video. Like I said, this is our realtor partner that we're partnering with, Ashley Foss. This one was a little bit longer, but we wanted to kind of really explain how she got her start and, you know, how the real estate market kind of works. So that's what we want to do with this video. But before you go, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this with all your friends. Make sure you click that notification bell as well so you can be notified every time we upload a brand new house video. And tune in next week for the tour of the commercial property that we have attached to this building. So we're super excited about our partnership and how things are going to work out. So stay tuned.